Alright guys, welcome to the final Alan Wake video. This is Alan Wake special number 2, The Writer. This is the final DLC, or final video for the base Alan Wake game. And we'll get straight into it. So, special 2 begins with Dr. Hartman waking Alan up, saying it's all in our heads, we are making it up. Then it changes to Barry saying we need to get a grip, and then we are outside the lodge instead of in it. You are at the same gate you were stuck at in episode 4, and have to find a way to Barry. Alan says if this is really all in his head, then he's literally fighting himself and it's a moment of clarity for him. Make it to Barry and there's a light in the lodge, so you head that way. The Anderson twins stage is in front of the lodge as well. There's a TV and it says that the Old Gods music played but came out all wrong and attracted the horrors. And you then fight Taken. And the TV turns on again saying the music attracted more. After you fight some Taken, a light flashes in the lodge and the door crumbles. Possessed objects appear, but Zane is on the balcony outside of it and destroys them. You then head out there to talk to him. He says you've done well and how he can accompany you now. It says you need to fight yourself so you can wake up and get to his cabin. He then says your pages will help you as words matter here and gives you a page. You pick it up revealing the words clear, boat, and rock 3 times. You shine a light on clear and the fog vanishes. You see the lighthouse in the distance, and Zane says he can get you there, but he can't enter the cabin anymore because the darkness made so.
The dark presence made sure.
You then shine it on the boat and rock words, giving you a path. You then enter a cabin by shining a light on the word cabin, and a TV turns on inside saying the world is turning, and sure enough, the cabin is rotating. You jump out of the cabin, back on the path. A TV turns on saying that wake is too high and the wind is picking up, and a darkness tornado appears. You then use words to cross the intense gap between you and the other side. You have to cross the gap again, though. Zane says we need to get to the lighthouse and that it will take us to the cabin. After a lot of taking in parkour, you enter a hamster wheel of places we've been to and make your way through. You eventually make it to the well-lit room and get in an elevator, and Zane says it's all a dream and it's home to incredible things, and says he hasn't found a way to leave the dark place. You know you now are in Stucky's gas station. You fight Taken and do a couple puzzles and end up at the bridge, and Zane appears and says that the real you is in the cabin going insane, and that Alan you are right now is the sane part. And we find out Mr. Scratch isn't a part of us. Zane appears on the other side of the bridge and makes a tree fall to create a bridge for us. He says he learned how to do that by controlling dreams, essentially. After surpassing a lot of Taken in the surreal environment, you end up in a room and see Dr. Hartman again telling us we had a great breakthrough and essentially saying we're insane. Said we were insane. He also reiterates that it's all hallucinations. The TV version of Alan he's talking to agrees with him, and Alan says, yeah, he just needs to face it. Zane appears again and we tell him that we are aware that this is our undoing, and he applauds you for being aware of that part. Being aware, but that part of you bent on self-destruction is not, and he hands you another page as he can't go on further. The page reveals words, one that says memories, and it's of Alice telling Alan that she knows how he analyzes his mind every time he makes an error, and how he beats himself up. And she tells him it's all in his head and she loves him. You then find the word ignite and it turns the lighthouse back on. Now the rest of the way up to the lighthouse you find the word clear, and every single time you shine a light on it, it moves rocks unless the Taken get destroyed by the lighthouse. After a lot of Taken, you finally make it to the lighthouse and head to the top. At the top of the lighthouse you find the word return. You shine your light on it and climb up a ladder. The ladder takes you back to the cabin. Barry appears saying the only way we can get into the cabin is if we kill him. He then looks to be Taken and comes at us with an axe. We have to kill him. Barry teleports away. Now we have to fight a Taken Dr. Hartman and then the Anderson twins. Then we have to fight Barry 3 times. Now we can enter the cabin. We enter the cabin and we find Alan freaking out on the floor in front of the typewriter. Now that we're in the cabin, Alan's mind is clear again. Alan says he can't survive here the way Zane has, and he has to find a way out. He says he can't leave the cabin again. He said before he was ready to curl up and die, and then he starts writing a sequel to The Departure, titled Return. And that is the end of the Alan Wake DLC. So that's the Alan Wake series. I'm going to give you my thoughts now on the whole game. So personally, for the DLCs, I expected more out of them. I expected them to be different. Both the DLCs are essentially an epilogue to the base game. Like they're the length where they would literally just be an extra episode titled epilogue. You know what I mean? It's only about 2.5 hours for both DLCs. So they fit the epilogue thing as well story wise. So the first DLC wasn't for me personally. The story was slow. The gameplay was the same. So was the gameplay in here for the most part. But the gameplay was the same. The environment sucked for the first DLC. So story-wise, what I mean is nothing happened in the first DLC story, like at all. It was essentially just Alan getting to Zane, and that was it. And it was all right, but it was very, I guess, boring compared to the rest of the game and this DLC. And I think it's just because it was Alan getting situated in the dark place initially. So, and then environment-wise, it sucked because it was just Bright Falls. Basically, it was just darker, and then occasionally things would shift around and be different inside, or things would be moved around. But it's still essentially just Bright Falls, so it didn't look like anything special. And then 3, the gameplay. The gameplay for the first DLC it's the same as the rest of the game. They just threw in a lot more enemies, which is what they did here, which also sucks. But yeah, the gameplay was just whatever. And then this DLC, the story was really good, as this story kind of sums up Alan for now and fully sets up the second game, as Return is the book he's writing at the end of this. Return is the title for Alan's chapters in Alan Wake 2. So he wrote his escape, essentially. And I do know more about Alan Wake 2, but I won't get into it in this video, because I don't want to spoil it. I will be doing the Alan Wake videos in like a month or so. And I'm hoping I can do them in this same kind of format, because I thought this format worked really well. But, yeah. I thought this DLC was really good, though. What else? Oh, and then the base game. The base game overall, I know it's very dated in terms of everything. So is the DLCs. The remaster, though, looks good. The gameplay is slower, and it's not as survival horror-y. It doesn't feel as survival horror, I would say, as like Alan Wake 2 or Resident Evil and things like that. It's just not. It's not that scary for one. And then there is like a little bit of resource management, but there's not much. At least on normal. I'm sure Nightmare's much harder. But on normal, there's very little resource management you have to worry about. They throw so much stuff at you the whole game, except for the DLCs. Both the DLCs barely give you anything, and they want you to fight so many enemies, which I think is crazy. But yeah, that's about it for the game. Overall, the game's really good. I enjoyed it a lot, and I enjoyed this the story styling. I've never played a game with this kind of story where everything is intertwined the way it is, and I think meta is the word for it, I'm pretty sure. But there's just so much going on. Alan knows he's in a story. You find pages that tell you about the future that you're going to see in the game. It also talks about the past. There's just so much, and there's so much lore built around this one area in a much larger universe, because Control absolutely made the Alan Wake universe massive. So, I don't know. Remedy, they're doing some stuff. They're cooking up some things. Remedy's, they're doing stuff. They might end up making one of the best video game universes ever. We'll have to see how it goes. But right now, because it's Alan Wake, American Nightmare, Alan Wake 2, Control, and Quantum Break. Those all are in the same universe right now. So, and Control opened the door for so many different stories and things to occur in this universe. So we'll see what happens. We know Control 2 is in the work, and we know that there's one other game. I don't think we know anything about it, but we know Control 2 is in the works. So. Yeah, that's going to do it, though, for the Alan Wake video. I am going to Platinum Sherlock Holmes The Awakened. That might be on the channel by the time you're seeing this, because these Alan Wake videos are getting rolled out kind of slow in terms of the way I have it scheduled. Or the Sherlock Holmes video will be after this. I don't know yet. But I'm gonna do Sherlock Holmes: The Awakened. I'm gonna platinum it and make a platinum video, and then what's it called? I'm gonna film The Outer Worlds 2. The game comes out in 2 days, so I gotta play it for a couple days and get deep into it, and then give my initial thoughts on it. And then I also there was something else. Oh, and then in like a month or so, I'll be doing Alan Wake 2. And I really hope I can structure the videos the same as this one, because I did sum these up pretty good. It was about 15 hours of gameplay for about an hour and a half of videos. So I summed up it pretty good, I would say. So yeah, with that said, guys, though, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below what other game franchises you want me to do this sort of story breakdown series with. Let me know if you guys want more videos on a series or a certain thing in a series, and then just general video ideas, let me know. But with that said, guys, stay safe out there, and peace out.